evening, everybody. Welcome back. It's Tuesday, January 7th. It's your boy Jay Jones. I got Rick the Ruler, and we got L Boogie on Skype via Skype. So, welcome to the Keeping It 100 podcast.
Let's throw in is 2020.
Yes, sir. Y'all probably wonder why I got this Nike headband on right now, but we're gonna get into that in a minute. But first we're gonna go into the crazy shit that caught our attention this past week.
Let's get the ball rolling, baby.
So we're gonna start it off with a little positivity, all right? So an Uber driver, she was picking up a passenger in Atlanta, and she was explaining her situation. She was explaining how she's a single mom. She's explaining how, the struggle of going back to school, and the passenger actually paid her debt off. So the debt, I believe, was $700, and she was able to go back to school and she was able to graduate. So I thought that was a pretty dope story right there. You don't really hear that too often these days.
That's big time. Shout out to whoever that secret passenger was that threw that $700 out. He didn't have to do it, or she didn't have to do it, but that's what's up. Good look.
So the young lady, the Uber driver, her name was Latanya Young, and the gentleman who ended up paying for the ride, his name was Kevin Esch, and she went to school. That's a picture of them right there. She went to school. She graduated in criminal justice. And as you see, he actually showed up to the graduation, and those two, they keep in contact. So that's really a dope story. Great way to start out 2020.
That's what's up.
So we need more people like that. I don't really ride Uber too much, and I don't know if people share a lot of stories like that.
Oh, they do.
But that's definitely some great positive news.
Yes, sir.
So some crazy shit that we saw.
Woo.
One of affiliate of the Wu-Tang Clan, the rap group Wu-Tang Clan, got married right before 2020. But the crazy thing about it is, in 2014, he was known for chopping his own tallywhacker off. So he got married, got his joint chopped off, it's not reattached, and he got married. And he said he don't got no problems in the bedroom. I don't know how that works. Y'all know how?
For everybody.
What'd you say?
There's somebody for everybody.
That's true, but man, how does that happen? How do you?
Where's the beef?
Is it straight? That's crazy. Is it straight strap on? What goes mean tongue game?
He getting a facial.
Jesus Christ.
I mean, God bless.
So hey man, if she happy, he happy. I guess that's all that matters. So
that sounds like an open marriage to me.
Hey, it is what it is. You ain't lying, bro. Definitely. And so Rick, I know you a Cowboys fan. Y'all just hired a new coach, Mike McCarthy.
Hey man.
How you feel?
I feel motivated. I think he can bring a lot to the table. He can help with the offense, because I think when he was coaching Green Bay, we have a little more talent than what Green Bay has had and what he has done with their team. And, he's the type of person that's going to grab a player by the neck and say, get to work. Jason Garrett, just clapping his hands on the side, looking all sweet. We need somebody who's going to strike fear in the locker room and at least play the game and know the game enough and know what it takes to get to a championship and know what it takes to get to a Super Bowl. So I'm all for it. I'm looking forward. My team is out, scratched, died, or whatever you want to look at it. But I'm looking forward to it. Cowboys forever.
Oh shit, we gonna see though. We gonna see, because he had Aaron Rodgers up there in Green Bay. We gonna see if he can take y'all to the next level.
I believe so.
So that is the next level playoffs?
Nah, next level. We need to get that bowl, baby.
Oh shit, here we go.
Playoffs is not enough.
We gonna see. So who got the better coach? Y'all or the Redskins? Because the Redskins got Ron Rivera.
Okay, who Redskins got? Come on, man.
All right, I know that was a skewed question right there.
I bleed blue.
So I'm gonna just throw this shout out right here. My team, we about to go. We headed to Baltimore. We clipped the Patriots last Saturday, so we about to clip Baltimore. That was the first on tape.
That was a really big win.
That was.
So shout out to the Titans.
And I was mad. I left work yelling. We headed to Baltimore.
Wow.
So, but you heard it first. We gonna clip them. I know I'm gonna get a lot of feedback on this, but it's whatever. It's my team. Whatever.
It is what it is.
So, moving forward, as we all saw earlier this week, the president sent the airstrike over to Iran, and it was a lot of memes, a lot of crazy jokes that were being put on social media. A lot of it was funny, but we know there are a lot of families that are being affected, so we just going to ask for everybody to pray for the troops, pray for the families, and anybody that's affected by this move going on right here.
And even more so, let's pray for the people in Iran. It's crazy out there for them as well. You know, there's, for me, my personal opinion, there's no winners in war
at all.
And everybody's going to lose somebody or be affiliated with somebody who's lost someone. It's never good. I would never, hype up war, but, that's why I'm here, and people that makes the decisions is there. But, hopefully everybody stays safe. Hopefully this is a short war, or if nothing happens or whatever, it's all just talk.
All talk.
But I want everybody, the troops here, heading out, your families, everyone, God bless you. Stay safe.
Yes, sir. Definitely. And so we're gonna take this quick break, and then I'm gonna come back and I'm gonna explain why I got this headband on while it's snowing right now. So we're gonna take a 30-second break, and we're gonna bring on a special guest as well. So we see y'all in 30.
Holla.
What up, everybody? Welcome back to the Keeping It 100 podcast. Y'all see the seating has switched a little bit, but we got our second guest of the podcast here with us. My homeboy, my big brother, man, personal trainer, motivator, entrepreneur. Call him the training guru, my man, Darwin Kemp Jr. Welcome to the show, big homie.
Welcome.
Yeah, I appreciate you guys bringing
No
me
doubt.
on. I appreciate that.
We need your help.
I can definitely.
So we talking about fitness today, big homie.
Okay, let's get it.
So as you see, I need some help. And some folks out
Man, look
on,
like you
online.
sit between two couch cushions. We need prayer right now. But
So
pray for it.
We definitely want to get your knowledge and get your feedback. Just go ahead, give them a short, brief bio about yourself and what made you get into the fitness and the training game.
Okay, once again, my name is Darwin Kemp Jr. I would say what really got me in the fitness game was my parents. I would say for starters, got to give a big ups to my parents.
Shout out to
my
your
mom
parents.
was a nurse. Definitely stayed on top of just health and nutrition in general. And then two, my dad was like a super hard worker from the military. So
Okay.
it was no games when it came down to getting things done.
Got you. Okay. All right, cool. Now, when you train, now let me give y'all a brief story right quick. So, I met Darwin. We was in LA Fitness. I ain't gonna give y'all the location of that. So we was at LA Fitness. He used to always kind of like give me tips when I was working out and things like that. But it was a one particular moment, right? So my locker, I had a lock on my locker, right? And it got cut off. And so I went to him. I said, "Hey man, y'all know who cut my lock off the locker?" He was like, "Yeah, we had to cut it off because we can't have locks on the lockers." And I was like, "Oh, all right, nigga, better give me my lock back." So I kind of went back a little salty or whatever. But ever since then, he was real cool. He always gave me tips, even though he wasn't training me at the time. But he always gave me tips, gave me knowledge. On how to work out and what to do.
I gotta give you ups. A lot of people don't know I'm not really a free giver, to be honest with you. I more so gave you tips because I always seen that you was dedicated and hard worker.
Appreciate
100%, 100%. Every time you came into the gym, you was on time, you was consistent with what you doing. I seen that you always gave it 100%. So
appreciate it. So y'all don't be asking for no free tips, all right? Not yet.
Shoot, well, that raised a lot of my questions.
So, let me ask you, like, what can you explain to people the importance of knowing their body, like knowing their own body?
Okay, yeah, 100%. I would say one thing is it's a lot of information to kind of go into when it comes down to health and fitness. So the first thing is I would say just get a body synopsis of you. Understand your body. Look at your lifestyle. Understand your eating patterns, your sleeping patterns. The more you understand about you, the better it is to tackle the goal that you're looking to achieve. Because you can see two different things. Some people may want to gain. Some people may want to lose. Some people want to maintain. So when it comes down, I say the first basis of what you really want to do is just understand how your body works and how it functions. Are you the type of person that's walking all day? So another thing, are you sitting majority of the day?
Right.
Is it a point that you kind of back and forth? Is majority of your day going from just commuting to sitting back down to getting back in the car commuting again? Then when you get at home, you kind of walk around for a little bit, but then you go back to sitting. So how sedentary is your lifestyle is one of the biggest things. I would say sleep. I honestly say for me, the most important thing that people fail to realize is nutrition and recovery. Because some people, when they get in and they get it done. But at the same time, they don't know the proper way to recover. How much sleep should they be getting? The average person in America, we already know, is not getting sleep. And I'm talking not just sleep, but quality sleep too. Is one of the biggest things. So it's either sometimes if you have the ability to break it down, then break it down and take advantage of those power naps. Some people do, some people don't. And two, if you can maximize your sleep time in one period, you don't technically have to get 9 to 10 hours of sleep, but try to at least get 6 hours of quality sleep a day, at least a good recharge. Gotcha. And I would say one more thing, just to kind of break the question too, is really making sure that for one, you take advantage of the first hour of your day. I don't think some people understand how important that is. Okay. Like what you put in your body the first hour can make or break how you wake up your mind and how you wake up your body.
Got you. Wow. Damn, that's definitely I didn't know that. That's definitely dope. So that's okay. You got something, Rip?
First of all, once again, thank you. I think we all set our New Year's resolution. Sometimes we set it too high. Sometimes we living in a fantasy world that it's not going to really happen. So we gotta, for each his own, gotta talk to people like you, get started. So those that don't have the money to pay for a personal trainer to go out to the gym and stuff like that, what would be the best exercises that you see that one can do, whether it's outside running, whether it's in the house?
Okay, well to the whole thing is I would say even getting to the exercising is building a routine. Like that's one of the biggest things, because a lot of people fall into a routine, mainly with New Year's resolution. We get a lot of motivation because there's a lot of motivation going on right now.
Yes,
it's a lot of motivation. So if it's a point that you not staying motivated now, it's kind of hard to stay motivated 4 months from now. I definitely would say.
Yeah, no doubt.
But building a routine, and I've done it myself. If you can find a time to work out around the same time every day, at least 3 days a week, it becomes a lot easier.
Gotcha.
Two, I see that with Instagram and the internet and things to that nature, it's kind of so hard to catch what works for you. But I always like to build the basics, like start with the basics: squats, push-ups, pull-ups. Because at one point before I even started training, I didn't have access to a gym. Like I had to work out at home.
Okay.
So one thing that I personally bought, I don't know if you guys remember that, like the total gym that you kind of put on the top of your door sill.
Yeah,
works magic.
So them things really work.
They do work 100%. I can contest to that.
Okay.
I can contest
it
to
won't
that.
hold me. I don't know.
If I'm not mistaken, I think it holds up to like 250.
Put it upstairs and then I'm downstairs in the basement because I done fell through the floor.
But I would definitely say routine is the most important. Like just find 3 days out of the week to kind of knock it out. And 2 is a lot of people, it's not always what you're doing, it's more so the effort that you're putting in. Okay. So mainly if you're a person that's trying to lose weight, I would say high intensity interval training, you do not need a gym for it at all. Man. You can add, like I said, burpees is definitely one of the best exercises you kind of do. Going from there, what else?
Killers right there.
What is it? My bad. Squats, push-ups. If you can't do regular push-ups, start off with modified on the knees. You can do mountain climbers. There's so many different exercises you could do, but starting with the basics really builds the foundation. And I always say sometimes for some people, they really can't, if you knock them down, they can't get off the floor. You can start off with little exercises like that. Mm-hmm. If you see that it's difficult for you to kind of get up when you fall down, work on little techniques like that. It's technically an exercise.
Mountain climbers, burpees, squats, push-ups, modified push-ups. You can't do a full push-up. So at least three times a week. At least 3 times.
At least 3 times a week.
We ain't talking about squatting and seeing what's at the bottom of the refrigerator. Let's get it.
If that's what motivates you, hey, I would say look 3 sets of 12. Let's knock it out. 30-second rest in between.
So you mentioned recovery. So what is the proper way to recover after you worked out? Like, okay. What is the proper way?
I would say your proper way to recovery, like I said, it does may vary, but some of the basics is foam rolling. Foam rolling can be either 15 minutes before and after your exercising to alleviate the tension that you put through.
Yeah, okay.
As far as the stress, stretching is definitely important. Okay. I would say once you wake up, as soon as you get out the bed, at least knock out like a 10-minute stretch. Just small stretches, like stretching out your hamstrings, your glutes. Because remember, your body is tightening overnight. So when you go to sleep, you gotta remember your metabolic rate slows down tremendously. So if you're eating heavier meals, your body's not really breaking them down or processing them the right way. And secondly, like I said, just the fact that your body was tight, you was pretty much balled up in a sense. It shortens when you go to sleep. So making sure you add that into it. Sometimes sauna can be a huge benefit too. Because sauna, the heat, it actually alleviates a lot of the tension that you build up as well. I don't know if y'all see the I forgot the name of them. Like the ice baths is definitely another one, but that's to each his own. Like some people don't like the ice baths, some people don't. What is cryotherapy is what I'm referring to when they put you in the machine, they kind of freeze you from going down from the neck. That's definitely another way as well.
Okay, all right, cool.
So Elle, join us via Skype. You have any questions?
I do. My question is, how do you motivate those who are trying to work out during the winter months, especially when it's really cold and they're trying to either work out early morning or late evening and it's cold outside, it's raining, it's snowing? What recommendations would you have for somebody who's trying to work out during those times?
Okay. First, I would say schedule it in. That's the first thing. And hold yourself accountable to the schedule. So the best time would say to work out is in the morning. You find yourself at least making it in. It's going to be a little bit harder going in the evening. I would say too, sometimes a lot of people kind of fail to realize the location of your gym is really important. Is the gym 15 minutes out of the way? Is it 30 minutes out of the way? 45 minutes? Is it as you're going home? If it's as you're going home, it's most benefit you gonna knock it out. If it's a point that it's 30 minutes out the way where you go home and then you like get home and you're like, do I really want to go? It's not 90% of the time. It's not going to happen. But I always say, don't make it a to-do list priority. Make it a schedule priority. Like same thing, like you going to work. If you want money, you gotta go to work at the end of the day. This is very important. And then 2, I would say find something that really motivates you to want to go to the gym. Like it could be a trip coming up. It can be family pictures coming up, anything that you possibly think of that you want to stay consistent with. And you know that if you don't hit that goal, you're going to let yourself down. You're going to feel a little bit bad.
Okay.
Yeah, my no. I definitely agree with that. My other question is what in 2020, what fitness myths would you like to see die?
I wouldn't say I would say diet is one of the biggest things, because the thing, diet is so short term. Is very short term. So you and I see a lot of people that start a diet and they do it for 30 days, 28 days, however long the month is. Now I just tend they binge really bad. And I've experienced it myself, to really say that. Where you try something and you say, hey, I want to cut out candy, or I want to cut out X amount. Instead of 100% scaling it out, I would say just dial it down a lot. So if it's a point, like, say you get candy like twice a day, start off with knocking it off at least once a day.
Okay.
And once a day, then knock it down to 3 times a week. Then knock it down to twice a week. Yeah. And another thing you can do, I would say, kind of use it as a motivator too. Sometimes, because sometimes people fail to realize that you don't. Sometimes it's really hard to go cold turkey. Cold turkey is like one of the worst things that you can really do.
I was gonna ask you about that, because I know a lot of people, they be like, man, I'ma just, stop eating meat or fish or things like that.
Wow.
Like, how would you just? People just do a cold turkey. Is that even healthy? Or
I'm not gonna say it's not healthy. It's possible, but it's just the binging is what you'll see will be a big issue. Like when you really stop something for a long period of time, generally your body rejects it. That's another thing you gotta be careful of. And then 2 is just like I said, it's you saying it, and at one time that you taste it, you find yourself getting it 7 days out of that week now. Like it becomes a consistent cycle again. So I always say kind of scale it. Be more reasonable of scaling it down, or change it into more of a motivator, as in like, okay, if I do X amount, then I get this. A good example is ice cream. Do ice cream once a week. You say it was a point you was eating it every week. If I hit the gym 5 days a week, that one day is not going to kill you.
So you believe in cheat days?
Yeah, 100%. I would say 100%.
Yeah.
But just one. Just one cheat day. Because folks will be like, well, I ain't go to the gym 4 times, but I worked out this day for 2 hours. I put in an extra hour.
Yeah.
So how does that? You know what I'm saying? How does that go?
I would say the same thing is really breaking it down to something that's really reasonable. One thing I've noticed when I talk to a lot of people about working out and eating, they know what's really hurting them at the end of the day.
Right.
Like you can sit here and break down what you know you're not supposed to eat. So let's be realistic. We just gotta hold ourselves a little bit more accountable. Maybe, like I said, use those things and make them a goal. Like I said, the ice cream or going out once a week could be that one time instead of going out twice or 3 times a day. How about we break it down to maybe a nice restaurant once a week, instead of to kind of slow down the process. But the whole objective for me and why I say diets are not good is you want to make it a lifestyle change.
Right.
You don't want to get to a point and then work so hard and then give up all of these particular things and then feel as though you're not comfortable with living. And I see that a lot, where someone goes into this diet and they not really 100% comfortable with the diet, and it seems like it's forced. It's super forced.
So I got a question that's coming out from the single mothers that when they getting the kids ready, they want to ship them off to school. They're going to look for the quickest thing to get their kids. So they might get the waffles that you put in the toaster. Something that's. Ooh. So you have any info or any advice to give them so they can have their kids, starting that routine of they're starting for feeding their kids healthier and their kids starting to eat healthier.
Okay.
Even though their time is very challenging.
I was saying, going back to the same thing, and people say they don't have time, but then I'm gonna be how many times you on IG? Uh-oh. You see how long you been scrolling up and down. You see what I mean? So it's about making a time. It's not about not having a time. It's about making a time. And when it comes down to the kids only gonna eat what you eat. When you really think about it, it's a scaling down process. It's not it just randomly came out of nowhere. When you take on these healthier style and healthier ways of eating, the kid is gonna take on the same thing. You buying the food at the end of the day. The child ain't got no job. You get what I mean?
Not yet.
So I personally would say It's more so making a priority. That's one. And I don't like to go directly into nutrition because it's not something that's a broad aspect. Because what may work for me may not work for you. What may work for you may not work for him. So it's more so a understanding how your body works, what works for your particular lifestyle, and things that you enjoy too. I think sometimes people make healthy eating seem so painful, but at the same time they don't know. It's not necessarily they don't know what to eat. They're not open to trying different things. Like how many people add just a small thing like an apple a day into their lifestyle? That's something you can easily pick and grab at the store.
Yeah.
And in a lot of grocery stores, you'll see that majority of the fruits and vegetables are technically seasonal. True. So you may have something in season one time, you may have something that's not in season the next time. I feel like it's really more. It's not really of you don't have the time or you don't have the access to. Because I'm telling you, if you ask these people on a daily basis, hey, what am I supposed to eat? I'm like, what are you not supposed to eat that you're eating right now?
Right. True. And let me ask you this. You were talking about diets, and I know dieting is like a huge trend. Like you got the keto diet, you got the Atkins diet, like, and people say they get results. Are those diets like healthy, or is it, you know what I mean? Because it's a healthy way to lose weight and a healthy way, and it's just like a bad way.
100%.
So are those trendy diets, are they really healthy? Because I know like the keto diet, I think it's high in with cholesterol. I think it is like a real high cholesterol.
You only eating one time a day.
Yeah. So are those really healthy for you, like those diets? I know you talked about how people binge off of it.
Okay.
So
I've seen and this is another reason why I don't knock diets, because I have seen people that made a keto diet a lifestyle.
Got you.
And it's worked for them. It's more of understanding, is it high protein, is it low carb, is it high carb, low carb? Then those things kind of play a role into what your body adapts to. Like for example, I can have a high carb intake because I generally shrink fast. Like I lose a lot of weight fast. So for me, it's kind of what helps me maintain a decent amount of weight. A high carb may be bad for you because it's a situation where you may be trying to lose weight.
Right.
So I would say the diet, and this is where it is. Sometimes you do have to try some of these things to see if it works for you or it doesn't work for you. But then sometimes I think a lot of people fail to realize that for something to see the true benefits in I would say a nutrition lifestyle more so than a diet, is you want to invest in at least 3 months into it. At least 3 months. Wow. Because you're going to start seeing the first month, it might be a point your body is still getting accustomed to it. Because think about it. If you've been eating the same thing over a course of 10 years, it's not going to be a 30-day that your body's automatically adjusting to this. Okay. And I've experienced, me and you talked about this before, as far as I went pescatarian. And it was a little difficult for me because it was one, I was trying to do research on how to eat while I was making a change. So it was like, okay, I ate a lot of what I was accustomed to, but then I still find myself grabbing and trying different things. And I'm like, okay, cool, I can add this. This makes sense. Oh, this is completely nasty. I'm not cool with this. Gotcha. But then within that month of me doing it, I did see lack of energy because my body is trying to get accustomed to it. It's used to me. You can easily buy chicken nowadays. Yeah, chicken, you can go here, there, anywhere and get chicken. Beef is another thing that's easy to get. So when it's a point that you're not familiar with certain foods, fruits, vegetables, and how they work for you, it's kind of easy to see. Well, I would say easy to miss the benefits for some of it.
Okay.
Got you. Now let me ask you this: the importance of reading food labels.
Oh,
how important is that?
Very,
as far as
very
losing weight, toning, whatever it is, the importance of reading food.
Very important. Yeah, two things I'm gonna say. One, read the labels, and two, scale your food out. It's two things because portions. It's like 100%, because you can buy something and you can think it's healthy for you, and it's not healthy at all. Like I've seen it as far as a good example is what is the Nature Valleys? Yeah. If you read the packet of what's in the Nature's Valley, you would kind of start like, whoa, what is this? But it's supposed to be just a granola bar.
Right.
So when you really look into it, you start to see why it tastes good, because 9 out of 10 is diluted with something. It has all of these different ingredients, all of these different things that that you think makes sense, but it's like, whoa, this is why this tastes good. And really think about it. When you go out to fast food restaurants, a lot of the stuff that's more expensive is the cheapest things, like Chipotle. That's rice. You can buy rice for nothing. Another good one is Noodles and Company. Pasta doesn't cost anything, but you're paying like $14-15 for a meal that's going to take you 2 seconds. Well, I won't say 2 seconds, but like 15-20 minutes to make at home. Mm-hmm. That's why I say it's more so about the time, investing into the time. And like I said, too, you really gotta read those nutrition facts. You really got it, because you don't know what's high in sodium. You don't know what's high in sugar.
Oh, yeah. And it's also like some of the stuff that they be saying is like fat free. It's not really like it's so
not,
many. The verbiage is so
but you got to remember, the company's objective is to sell your product. So as long as it fits the trend, and they looking at the trends that's going on right now, it's more of a this is working here. Like a good example, diet sodas. Diet sodas are more harmful than the regular soda.
I heard my wife say the sugar.
It's not just the sugar. It's they're using another chemical to kind of give it that same flavoring. And you gotta remember, when you add these chemicals, and mainly something like high fructose syrup, you gotta be careful with. It's the cheap version of sugar. So instead of you getting sugar or a premium sugar, they trying to cut costs to make it taste good and just give you something that you gonna keep buying.
No, what about coffee? Like,
okay, coffee. See, the thing is, coffee's not bad. It's what you put in the coffee, the creams, the sugars. That's what.
It's bad for people around me.
Now, I got a story with the coffee thing, right? So the first day I was actually going to go train with.
Yeah.
So I came off the overnight shift, right? So I was like, man, let me go grab a Starbucks coffee, right? Give me some energy, right? So I get to him, we work out, right? So he hit me with a high intensity training off the bat, right?
Mind you, I didn't think he was.
So he didn't know that I had coffee.
I didn't know that.
So, and I didn't know. I just felt like I was, it was gonna give me energy.
Mm-hmm.
I was good all the way up until like the last 10 minutes of the workout. Man, my stomach got the bubbling. My body went in shock, man. Yeah, it was a really bad sight. Like, I got to the bathroom in time, but the thing that I really appreciated though is that he didn't make me feel bad. Like, he was like, "Yo, that's just your." He was like, "What did you have this morning?" And I told him, I was like, "Yeah, man, I had a Starbucks coffee." He was like, "See, that was the first mistake." And then he was telling me that my body went into shock. So those two right there is how the reaction came about. So at that point in time, I was like, I ain't never drink it. And then he told me, if I do drink coffee, drink it plain, just dark roast coffee.
You skipping one thing too.
Oh.
Your lack of sleep.
Oh yeah. I had a question on that anyway. So yeah, but you answered it.
Your lack of sleep.
Yeah, I wasn't getting no sleep at that time.
His downer with the coffee, and this is one thing a lot of people felt, and this is where coffee becomes a con more than a pro. You can't cheat sleep. You can't cheat sleep. It's like you have to look at your body like a cell phone. It needs a charge. You got to recharge it. Yeah. So if it's a point that you on, he came to me at the training session on 5%. He crushed the 5%.
And you drained it until that power went out.
Hey, you know how the Apple phone, like, it gets to 1% and it lasts forever. My 1%, that shit was dead. Like, I made it through the workout though. The workout he put me through was like
he crushed. Don't get me wrong, he crushed the workout. But it was like the last 10. Literally, he's not lying. That last 10 minutes was just like. He gave me that, yo, D.
Yo, I'm not feeling good, D. Like, man, I got hot, the room about to spin, man. I said, oh, shit, I got the whole, yo, this ain't right. But like I said, like, he was knowledgeable enough to at least be like, yo, that's what you shouldn't have had that, and it's your body going in the shock.
And two, not to cut you off, dehydration. I think a lot of people fail to realize how hydrated are you when you drinking coffee, because a lot of people go from coffee to coffee to coffee, and it's a situation where it's no water. Like, your body is made up of 80% water. You have to drink water to stay hydrated. So little things like that, lack of sleep can be a con, and dehydration can be a con, because you gotta remember the coffee is actually absorbing the water.
Right.
Okay.
So how much water should a person drink?
That's based upon height,
Weight.
weight, and height.
So they should drink half of the, or
So I should need an ocean.
so they say drink like half your body type, or your body weight.
Well, it's two things you gotta be keep in mind. Is how much you're sweating is definitely one. Because a lot of people fail to realize when you sweat, you lose water. So you got to make sure you're staying hydrated with that. How much coffee are you drinking? Right. I would say at least the average person is you want to take at least eight glasses of water a day. Mm-hmm. The average person at least 8 glasses of water a day. Now, depending on how active you are, how much coffee you're drinking, what are some foods that you're eating that's going to dehydrate you is going to break down how much coffee you should be. I mean, not coffee, my apology. How much water you should be drinking. Like, for example, if you're doing high cardio and you sweating like crazy, we need some water. We not talking about just 8 glasses of water because you're losing a lot of water.
True.
That's what's up.
Yeah, I had a question about supplements.
Okay.
Are there any dietary supplements that you recommend to enhance the workout?
I'm gonna be quite honest with you. I like to go natural, a more natural base. I'm gonna give you one example with supplements that I had experience with is pre-workout. Pre-workout is very new. It's not a lot of tests. It's since, like, if I'm not mistaken, like 2003. And you gotta remember, a lot of these companies want you to go for a quick fix more so than go for the long run. And you can see certain situations with certain supplements where your body may react in a different way than you expect from taking it. Like, for example, another one is hydroxycut. Oh, yeah. For some people, hydroxycut, I'm gonna tell you right now, you're gonna think you're going crazy. You really gonna think you're going crazy. Wow. So I don't want to recommend supplements because everybody's body is different, and that's why I always say you really want to do your research on the product. And I'm gonna give you an example because I used to work for GNC, right? One of the top vegan proteins, and they ain't not gonna tell you guys this, it was Vegasport, right? They took the protein off the counter because they were finding metals in the protein. Mm. And all they're going to hit you with is the label's going to say new formula. So what's the new formula?
Metal.
Metal. So I always like to say, just really, when it comes down to your body, you want to understand that's the first thing you want to do is understand how your body works. You can really tell your little things like, for example, when you get hungry, when you feel like you're hungry, it's either two things: you're dehydrated or you really need some food. So if you're calculating, for one, how many meals you're getting throughout the day, you're going to start to see the difference. You're going to start to see, for one, am I hungry in this situation? And then I'll think, okay, how much water? When was the last time I drank water? Mm-hmm. I'm not going 100% say supplements because it's not something I 100% dab in, because of some of the things that I've experienced. Another thing I've experienced, going back to the labeling, you gotta be careful with the labeling. Some of the labels will give you 8 different ingredients and has one total of this amount of milligrams in it. That's already a red flag. If you can't tell me how much, if it's creatine, if you can't tell me how much creatine that you put in it and you have to blend it in with 4 to 5 different things, I'm already nervous about the product.
Got you.
Yeah.
Now, protein shakes. I know you were talking about what was it, Vegasport?
Yeah, Vegasport.
Now, what about like am I saying it right? Whey protein.
Whey protein.
The protein shake, mm-hmm. Like
whey powder.
Yeah, the whey powder. Is that healthy? Because I've read articles. Some people say it is. Some people say it's not.
It's always like
your opinion.
This is I'm gonna give you another reason why I'm kind of 50-50 with them. Like I said, I'm not going to say these products don't work because I've experienced them and I've used them. Some of them do, some of them don't. When it comes down to whey protein, you want to focus on either is it a whey isolate, right? So a whey isolate, for starts, is a fast absorbing protein. So it's more beneficial as soon as you're finished your workout. You got pretty much an hour window to take that protein.
So you should take them after your workout,
right? If it's a whey isolate, so it's an isolate, so it's fast absorbing, so it means it's quick. The only way you can slow it down is if you throw something in it like almond milk is going to slow it down a little bit. But if you put it exactly with water, because I generally, when I used to take my little protein shakes, I used to put water with them. It's a fast absorbing protein, so you want to take it within an hour of your workout.
Got you. Can they replace a meal?
I wouldn't say I don't like to use protein as a meal replacement, but you can if it's a point that if it's a situation you stuck in a tight situation where you don't have access to food, or you're in an area where the food options are really bad and you have a protein shake, I would say go to it. Gotcha. But your body, I don't know if you guys really noticed, your body really doesn't get that full off liquids.
So those liquid diets or those liquid things, those liquid diets aren't really good.
They're
not meal replacement.
I wouldn't say necessarily meal replacement. Something that's generally going to be, I would, if you want to go towards a meal replacement for a smoothie, I would add fruits and vegetables in it, almonds, peanut butter, little things like that to make, because you want to make it the thicker the shake is. And I'm not saying just throw any and everything in it, but generally the thicker the protein shake, the more it's going to hold you, more so than it just being water and protein shake.
Gotcha.
You see what I mean?
Yeah. I can attest to that. So I currently use Lean One. So Lean One, usually every morning with banana, peanut butter. That's what I use and make it a smoothie.
Nice.
That's filling for me.
I will always say, really, you want to get your smoothies in at least twice a day. If you do go towards the best time is in the morning, 100%. I would say as soon as you wake up, you want to drink at least 2 glasses of water and sit down when you do it, because that's what's really flushing the toxins out of your body. And a lot of people miss that one thing and go straight to coffee. Skip the coffee first, drink the water. As soon as you wake up, drink the water. And another thing too with your meals, you don't want to actually drink water when you eat. It actually flushes, it dilutes your body. So it's going to actually flush some of the nutrients away. The best time to drink water is 40 minutes before you eat and 40 minutes after you eat. And if you do decide to drink water to kind of flush your system a little bit, just slow sip. Don't drown it.
Oh, okay.
I've been slow sipping for a minute right here. So okay, cool, man. Now, if you're losing weight, what's your opinion as far as like weighing yourself? Like some people weigh themselves every day, some people weigh themselves weekly. Like, is there, or is that just preference on the person?
Yeah, I would say don't do it every day, because you're gonna start to kind of beat yourself up. That's one. Do not weigh yourself every day.
That's what I do.
I would not recommend weighing yourself every day. 2, you got to be careful, because your body does actually fluctuate within 7 pounds. A lot of people kind of fail to realize this. So if it's that one time that you weigh in the morning, you're going to weigh later. Remember, you ate, you drank. It depends on if it's a point that you skipped a couple meals, how active were you throughout the day. The best time to do it is in the morning, and weigh yourself at the same time if you do not do it in the morning. So if you find yourself weighing yourself at 9 o'clock at night or 10 o'clock at night, make sure you weigh yourself around the same time. But I would say I wouldn't skip over a week. I would recommend at least once a week, just to kind of see, are you moving in the right direction, and have a little bit smaller goals when it comes down to losing weight. Like, try to focus on losing at least 3 pounds a week. I don't say jump into 15, 20 pounds, because it gets very unrealistic.
Yeah.
And a lot of people, when they start their New Year's resolution, if you have not been working out in 8 months, or you haven't been working out in 6 months, you have to be realistic. Your body's going to be in complete shock, so you can lose 15, 20 pounds the first month. Mainly if you completely changed everything. Right. So you're going to see it plateau month 2 and month 3. So that's why I say sometimes with the weight loss goals, set smaller goals. Right. But when it comes down to weight loss, I think a lot of people really lose the effort. They don't work hard. They think they want to just go in, I find people on the machines all the time, or just think cardio is the only thing to do. If you do not challenge yourself each month more and more, your body's going to hit a plateau faster than you can possibly imagine.
So basically, everyone, you got to get your mind strong first before you start working out.
Oh, 100%.
So I was going to ask you, too, so for those people who feel like they get on the treadmill or the elliptical every day just doing cardio, that's not really, if they're trying to lose weight, that's not the best way. They got to incorporate some weights.
I got a question. Have you ever seen a fit hamster before?
A fit hamster?
A fit hamster.
No.
And what do they do all day?
Run that wheel, baby.
That's all they do is run the wheel. So it's more. It's not more so about it's not more so about cardio or just weights. It's the first thing is effectively challenging your body. So if you, for example, if you only walk at least 8,000 steps. My first goal for you is to hit at least 15,000 steps a day. Try to hit that. That's the first thing we want to do. We want to become more active, and then we want to break the barrier each time we hit a new level. We don't want to stay on level 1. So, for example, when people go in New Year's resolution, you can only withstand a treadmill for 20 minutes. That's okay. It's okay. If you find yourself doing 20 minutes, okay, next week we stretching it to at least 25, 27.
That's what I'm headed.
You see what I mean? It's small stretches that's going to help you win a race. And a lot of people fail to realize when it goes back to the tortoise and the hare, who won the race?
Yeah.
The tortoise. And the tortoise, because he made smarter decisions and kept consistent with what he was doing, more so than stopping and going. And I feel like a lot of people generally do that with their workouts. They find themselves doing one thing, then they hit a plateau, but they don't want to change it up. Now it's time to change it up. Are you changing up the tempo of what you're doing?
True.
Are you changing up the frequency of you doing? Are you changing up the weight? Are you changing up the exercises? Are you changing up? What are you changing up to make that difference? Okay. It can be treadmill, you go flat. Now let's hit incline now. Incline is a little tough. Are you using some of the different programs that's on the programs on the treadmills aren't there for no reason?
I see. I hit that incline the other day, boy. Shit. Woo. That thing real. And I called myself, I try to work out at least 4 times a week.
Nice.
I try to do, like, I've started going back to doing like a mile and then doing burpees.
Burpees, best exercise, hands down.
I know.
Doesn't matter if it's modified, does it's full body workout, and you can I don't know anybody who's super fit that doesn't die from burpees. I guarantee it.
So can you explain what burpees is for our viewers?
Okay. So so burpees is pretty much when you standing up, right? Say you stand up in a straight up position. I like to put the hands up just so you can actually stretch out your arms. Then from there you're going down. You putting your hands down. You're going into a plank.
Okay.
Then going from a plank, you can either jump your feet towards your hands or walk foot by foot will be a modified to the standing position again. And like I said, I like to incorporate going hands.
That shit hurt.
You can do 2 things. You can either with the modifiers, you can just stand up, or with the regular burpees, you can explode up to a jump.
Damn.
And you'll start to see now, depending on the trainer and depending on the exercise, some people do add from the plank to a push-up. Some people add a push-up. Some people take it away.
Okay.
So,
Yeah, I wish you could give us an example for our viewers, because some of them probably are going to mess themselves up trying to do a burpee.
you're a little fresh. I don't know.
Well, later I have an example of how not to do it.
I don't want to embarrass myself on camera, although I do got on workout clothes. But like one thing that I do like about when I did train with you. Now let me get this straight too. I lost weight when I trained with you. My problem when I trained with you, like you said, was the sleep. My schedule was really bad, the consistency. But one thing that I did like that I see you do than other trainers is you actually work out with the client instead of just giving instructions. You know what I mean? So you work out as well as
don't give him a bad idea. You had special privileges.
No, I know. Okay, but but man, like that motivation, like just to see that you're doing it too. You know what I'm saying? Or some type of workout.
Oh yeah, 100%. So
was definitely motivation.
I do like I will say depending on the client, and like I said, that's why I say you a special guy. When I do work out with someone, then I don't, because I've noticed as a trainer, you got to be very careful with that too. Okay. Because it's a situation, it can take away from your workouts itself, and I've experienced that when I worked out with each and every client to a point. By the time it gets to my workout, I can't really give as much as I'm expecting from myself. And I feel like when it comes down to it, you do want to motivate your client as much as possible. And I always try to give them to understand too, knowing that I worked out earlier, or if it's a point knowing that I have to work out later, that does motivate you as well, because it's kind of like we both in this together. Like that's one thing I try to get my clients to understand is, if you're not losing weight, then I ain't losing weight. We got an issue. We in this together. We got to make something happen. We got to make something shake. Is it the sleep? Is it you overworking? Some people don't realize overtraining is a reason why people don't get results as well. Are you overtraining? Are you training too much? Because women, it's funny, males like to work upper body, women like to work lower body. You'll find women might train legs 4 or 5 days a week and not giving it enough time to rest, going back to the recovery aspect.
Right.
And same thing with guys. With guys, they want the arms, they want to get the chest. And it's a point you hitting chest 4 or 5 times a week. So when is it going to have the chance to grow?
Gotcha.
I have a question about detoxing.
Detox. Oh, okay. You always want detox.
Right, how often do you recommend doing that?
You said how often would I would say at least, realistically, at least once or twice a year. I say at least once or twice a year.
Okay, so
At
you
least-
wouldn't recommend it.
I'm not saying every
week
month.
or
No,
month?
I ain't saying every 2 months. I ain't saying I'm saying at least, at minimum, at least once or twice a year.
Okay.
At least once or twice a year. Because always remember, the detox is based on how clean are you eating. We trying to make this a lifestyle more so than anything, right?
Mm-hmm.
So considering that you're making a lifestyle, I'm already thinking that you're eating a lot better than you used to eat.
Okay.
So now you don't have to like little things like I see colon cleanse and things of that nature. Some of these things you can't really clean by products. A lot of people fail to realize
Right.
that.
So what would you recommend to do naturally?
You said naturally for detox.
Mm-hmm.
I'm gonna be 100%. I go to people for that. I can give you people's information for the detox.
Okay.
I'm not the direct guy for the detox.
Well, no, I was just gonna ask how
Mm-hmm.
because you mentioned it earlier about the saunas, as far as pain and as far as muscles and things like that. But
Mm-hmm.
what do you think about it as far as detoxing?
Oh, I don't go to saunas for specifically detoxing. I
No.
go for to alleviate tension that you build up throughout the exercising. But I do personally have individuals that I go to for detoxing in their particular programs. Like sometimes you can do juice cleanses are a form of detoxing. Some people actually buy the juicer and use them themselves. It's so many different ways to detox itself. It depends on what you're trying to cleanse as well.
Yeah, right, true.
So, we got to get ready to wrap it up real quick. Tell people how they can find you on social media, on YouTube.
Oh, yeah.
Any promotions, anything you got going on. Let them know what's going on with you.
I would say you can on Instagram and YouTube. You can find me at Darwin Kemp Jr. I'm very, very simple to find. And that's pretty much it. I only have YouTube right now and I only have Instagram, but I have over 500 posts that you can kind of go through with
YouTube
general
joints.
information and things to that nature. With the YouTube, I'm actually pretty much pushing out a lot as far as I'm a program design guy. So I show you how to work out, what to do, what's beneficial for you, whether you're trying to lose weight, whether you're trying to gain muscle, or you're just trying to maintain. It's so many different things to do. But I always want to say, you have to do your research and cite your sources.
Got it.
That's one of the primary things I would suggest to everybody. Everything doesn't work for everybody, and you can talk to 16 different trainers, and they're not going to tell you the same things because they're using their own policies and what's worked for them.
Got you.
Cool.
And Rick and L Boogie, before we leave, did y'all want to set any fitness goals?
Phew.
And I know for me, I just need to lose. So I got about 20 pounds to lose. So that's what I'm working on now.
Let's get. Well, can I counter it for you? Because people always want to lose weight. Focus on body fat percentage. Body fat percentage is what's going to give you the definition and the shape that you want to keep. And it's a lot easier to maintain body fat percentage than weight.
Gotcha.
Well, you just peeled my head back.
I think I'm gonna keep it simple. Like you, I try to do it like you mentioned earlier, just like 2 or 3 pounds a week, or
okay.
a month. I'm sorry, monthly. Just go with it at it like that. That way, I won't put too much pressure on myself, and that way, I can keep myself accountable, keep motivated.
Nice.
Total, I want to lose like 70 though.
Let's get it.
But I'm gonna start with 2 to 3 a month.
Let's get it.
Oh, we getting it.
But this is the thing too with your weight loss goal. So what is so if you win, if you hit the goal, what's your reward, and what's your sacrifice if you don't?
My reward is I'm gonna be able to get in them jeans,
Okay.
or that shirt that I couldn't get in.
Okay.
And what was the other thing?
So what do you lose? Like, come on, every bet you gotta lose something.
I don't. What you mean, like losing this?
It might be a situation you owe yourself 200 burpees. It can be anything. You gotta scratch something.
I'm doing the burpees right now. I'm doing the burpees now. I'm running them. So I try to challenge myself. Like each week, I started back going for a mile, running a mile, and increasing a burpee each a day. Okay. So today I did a mile and I did 10 burpees. So tomorrow I'll do like a mile and 11 burpees. Okay. And just keep kind of moving forward.
You know you walked around a question though.
I did.
He thought he was saying.
I did. I did. I'll tell you that off camera. I don't gotta answer at this moment.
Look, he tried to drop you his program real quick. He like, this is what I'm working on. I got you.
So I'll let you know shortly. And when next week I'll let people. I'll definitely answer it on air, or I'll answer it on our social media accounts.
Let's get it.
All right.
And so, Rick, did you want to throw yours out there?
Man, I'm gonna just try to get a little smaller, see if I can get in and out of the car.
No. Come on, give me a goal.
I wanna lose like 20 pounds.
Let's get it.
I wanna tighten up. I wanna be able to take my shirt off when I go on the beach and still somebody saying there she blows or whatever. So I just want to show off a little bit.
I feel you, bro. I feel you, man. I definitely feel you. So we want to have you back on. You know what I'm saying? Definitely check up on us, see how we hitting with them fitness goals.
Let's get it.
We're gonna definitely try to update viewers with our fitness goals. See how that's going.
Yep.
Once
pictures.
Again,
take a lot of pictures.
Yeah, we need to do it before and after.
Take a lot of pictures.
I can do it before right now.
People do.
All black.
People really do need to focus on. I'm telling you, one of the best things to do is not just weight. Focus on body fat percentage.
Got you.
That's what's up.
So we gonna keep accountable. We gonna write it down. We gonna do pictures and all of that. But we gonna go ahead and get ready to wrap it up. It's your boy Jay Jones. Got Rick the Ruler, L Boogie via Skype. Hey. We want to thank Darwin for coming through, dropping gems and knowledge.
I appreciate it.
And y'all can catch him on IG, YouTube, Darwin Kemp Jr. We keeping it 100. We gonna catch y'all next week. We gonna holler at y'all. Take it easy.
What's up, man? We appreciate you.
Lit, man.